What? Oh, no. Oh, wet feet.
A big thank you to Squarespace for sponsoring this week's video. If you need a website or a domain, go to squarespace.com/James for 10% off your first purchase. Hello everybody, hope you're all well. I am looking at a photo that I took yesterday and it's my favourite from the past few days. Which is astonishing really, because we have had some phenomenal conditions over the past few days, as you will see in this video. This video is about a couple of things. Number one, showing you some photos from the past few days. And number two, I need a favour, a photography related favour, but a favour. So I'll park that for the minute and show you some photos, since this is a photography channel.
Polarizer already covered in water. Lovely. It's quite a nice scene. Bit further back's nice as well. Just get some of the leaves in this tree. Make sure they don't overlap with the horizon. Here come all the sheep. I suspect I have to find some shelter maybe, I don't blame them. This would be, I think, a really nice composition if there was a little bit more visibility. You might be able to see a hill in the background. I'm hoping you can, because I think that makes for a really nice scene. I'll take a photo anyway. Something like 50mm looks pretty nice. My favourite focal length, as you know. But yeah, it needs a little bit more visibility in the background and maybe a bit of mist in the midground. But that is being quite picky. Peugeot hubcap. No, James, it's not a photo. I think most of the time when we're taking photos, the skill is in finding the photo. You know, you can walk around and most of the stuff is not massively photogenic, but finding the stuff that is photogenic and will make a good photo, that is the trick. But places like this and conditions like this, everything pretty much seems photogenic. You could literally take a photo every 10 yards and it looked quite nice. And on days like this, I think our job as photographers is working out what's really worth taking a photo of, because if you stop for everything, then, well, you won't get very far. I don't know if I've made my point there really, but this I think is. Boggy. Oh, I really like that. There are very few things I love more in life than a sweeping lane, such as this one. From up here it might look cool as well, maybe up here. $50mm, you'll be shocked to hear. And I think that works really nicely. Ooh. Brightening up now too, for the moment. Well, I've stopped here just because I quite like these telegraph poles, which I know might sound strange. I mean, lots of landscape photographers try their best to avoid things like telegraph poles and roads, in fact, and cars in their shots. But I quite like having human stuff in a frame, including traffic bollards such as this. So this scene, together with the early autumn colour behind, I think looks quite nice. Well, I hope I'm not wrong, but I think I might be all right to take my waterproofs off now. All I need to do is work out how to do it. Yeah. Is there a wall up there? There's a wall up there. I'll do it up there. Yeah. I couldn't even tell you why, but that, about 30 mil, is so pleasing to my eye. I think it might be the white lines and how they marry up with the now bright sky. If you can't tell, it's pouring it down again. 5 minutes after I went through the palaver of taking everything off. Now!
So yeah, just about dry, and I'll show you some other photos in a minute. Before I do so though, this favour. Basically in, I was going to say 4 weeks time, probably about 6 weeks time, I'm hoping to release an ebook titled In the Field. And basically the premise of this ebook is that it's going to include all the things I know about photography and shooting in the field. That is to say everything apart from editing. So all the stuff right up until you take the photo, including taking the photo. And I think we're getting there. It's nearly completed, but I thought I should probably ask you before I do finish it, if there's anything you can think of that you would like to see in such an ebook in case I have forgotten to include that thing. Because the last thing I want to do is release it and then get emails from people saying, oh, I wish you'd included this. I still don't have answers to this specific thing. I was going to try and come up with an example then, but if I can think of one, it's already been included. So yes, if you can think of anything you'd like me to include in an ebook titled In the Field, which is about everything I know about photography in the field, then please let me know in the comments. That'd be really, really helpful. Thank you. Now, some more photography. This time, when I met up with Nigel, Mass and Rick in Snowdonia again, and for a morning where we had some pretty astonishing light. It was awesome.
It always amazes me how long it takes the sun to come over ridges, especially when you're waiting to take a photo. More especially when you've not had coffee or breakfast. Come on! No, I don't think so. I'm just saying I think that's too much money for kitchen cabinets, personally. Far too much. Alright, I'll speak to you later. Alright, I'm still here. I'm just stood, I don't know, about 2 feet behind the camera because when I was stood down here, there was a clash between a tree right on the left-hand side of the image and the ridge. And by standing just 2 or 3 feet higher, you eliminate that. So yeah, stood a bit higher. Still waiting for the best of the light, I think. Oh, it's happening.
Pretty nice light, hey? I had to explain to the guys that it's not always like that in Wales, and that, yeah, I do have to work for my shots sometimes. But that morning, I really didn't. Still think the caravan is my favourite shot from the few days though. Anyway, thank you for watching, and a big thank you also to the sponsor of this week's video, Squarespace. Now, as has become the norm on this channel, when I make a video like this, I produce a page on my website with all the images that you've seen in the video, probably plus a few extra. And the advantage of me doing that is that I get to show off my photos as I want you to see them, not through kind of YouTube compression on a video. And Squarespace does a fantastic job at resizing images for various different devices so that the images always look as the photographer wanted you to see them. And Squarespace, as far as I'm concerned, is the best solution for showing your images and your work online. And I've used the Wells template for the past 5 or 6 years now, then I couldn't recommend it enough. I love how it sets out my portfolio, my online store, and of course all the other pages that make up my website, including this one, which you can find in the description. And if you're a photographer, or indeed anybody else who wants to showcase their work online, I would definitely recommend checking out Squarespace. And you can do so for free by going to squarespace.com to start a free trial. And after that, if you'd like to make a purchase, then just go to squarespace.com/James to get 10% off of that first purchase. And a big thank you to Squarespace for their continued support of this channel. Thank you for watching, and please remember to let me know in the comments if you can think of anything you would like included in that ebook. And hopefully, as I say, in about 6 weeks' time, I shall release it to the world, and well, yeah, hopefully it'll be useful and include all the things you want it to include. Yeah. Anyway, I'll see you next time when it's likely I'll be in the Lake District with Nigel and Mass, and maybe we'll do a challenge type video together. We're going for about 5 days, so I'm sure, they'll appear in these videos quite a few times. Cool. See you then.